And then it's really getting tougher and tougher to know what you're really eating when you try to make healthy changes to your diet, what you need to know before you hit the grocery store.
Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
This morning we are helping you eat cleaner, whether it's in your own home or when you go out to eat. And here to show us how is clinical nutritionist Christa from The Whole Journey. Thank you for being here as always. First of all, let's start with how the nutrition in our food has changed from years ago.
Yes, thank you. I love talking about this because most people don't know about it. We don't have as many minerals in our soil or in our water as we used to. So for example, Erica, I was telling you, you have to eat 3 apples today to get the nutrient value of 1 apple in 1940.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, so it's changed a lot, and if we can start to understand what's happened in our food supply, we can make smarter choices, which translate to us being healthier.
So how do restaurants and food supply branches sort of compensate for that lack of nutrition?
I'm not entirely sure that they do compensate for the lack of nutrition. Sometimes, we're in San Diego, so we have a lot healthier choices. They start shopping at farmers markets. There's such a local, seasonal, organic movement to where you don't have to spend a ton of money because it's being grown right here in our backyard. So that is
You might as well just go ahead and take advantage of that. Okay, so let's talk about how we can eat cleaner. You say there's a number of things we need to go ahead and watch out for. The first thing, hormones, antibiotics, and meat.
Thank you for bringing that up. With clients, they say, where should I spend my dollars? If there's just one thing I'm going to do to spend them, that's on clean meats. I call them clean animal meats. So organic and free-range chicken and turkey, grass-fed beef, hormone-free eggs. Because if you think about it, right, if we're on a low dose of antibiotics basically every time we eat, that's going to destroy our digestive health, and that's what's been happening over time.
So if there's one area to splurge on, it would be that, the meats, cheeses, and eggs.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
All right, we also need to really watch out for genetically modified foods, right?
Yes. Do you know what those are, genetically modified foods?
You want me to name some?
Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm always curious, you know, how many people know and how many don't. And the most genetically modified foods are soy and corn. Those are probably the 2 major ones that we need to look out for. Because if you eat a meal, let's say it's this perfectly healthy, clean meal, and it's been cooked in corn oil or soybean oil that's been genetically modified, you'll only absorb 50% of the nutrients in that meal than if it were cooked in, let's say, a healthier oil like coconut, grapeseed, safflower, sunflower. So nothing is really what it seems anymore.
So we need to, when we go out to eat at the restaurant, ask what it's been cooked in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or on our website, I mean, I do that for you, so you don't have to be annoying when you go out to eat. And we have a whole list of restaurants from Oceanside to Mexico of what they're using and healthy restaurants around San Diego.
But a big red flag is if the restaurant says the soybean oil, if that's bad. Because you think about soybeans as being really good for you, but the oil is not so much.
Soy is actually not a good food for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. We also need to look out for GMOs, pesticides, and that type of things.
Yeah, well, when we start to think about pesticides, then we're not getting as many nutrients again from our food, and it's really acidic. So there's something you can look up. It's called the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15. The Dirty Dozen are the 15 vegetables that, if they sprayed with pesticides, they're not even worth eating. And then we have the Clean 15, and those are much better. That way you don't have to buy everything organic.
Can you give me a couple of examples of those?
Yeah, apples are for sure on the Dirty Dozen. You always want to buy apples and berries, organic.
Okay.
And then you have some other foods like mushrooms, for example. You can buy those. They don't have to be organic. They're much more expensive organic, but they're fungus, so bugs aren't going to be attracted to them anyway.
Okay. So give us a couple of tips for eating, especially let's start with eating out. When it comes to eating clean, eating out.
Okay, you want to look for free range, organic, grass-fed. Those are kind of buzzwords that you want to look for on the menu.
Okay.
That's really important, things that say organic, and that's not becoming just in the health food world anymore. It's kind of becoming widespread. And then at home, shop at farmers markets. Think ahead, read labels. You can't trust what you see on the box. Just because it says healthy doesn't mean it is.
Right. Okay, so tips for eating fish. What do we need to look out for? Because there's all this in the news lately, especially lately, of you think you're getting tuna and you're not, and you know all these different switcheroos that are happening with different types of fish.
They're calling them Frankenfish because they're genetically engineered. So wild fish is so important. That's wild shrimp, wild tuna. They'll be lower in metals.
Okay.
We think, gosh, we get medals from eating fish. And if they're wild, that means they ate what they should have eaten in nature and they actually have the nutrients. Like salmon, we eat that for the good fat, right?
Awesome.
If you eat farm-raised salmon, you don't get the good fat. You don't get the omega-3s. It kind of defeats the point.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you so much. And what did we touch on these at all? What are these? Are these?
Oh, these are just 2 examples of the 2 vegetables that are being the most genetically modified.
Oh, really? These are?
Yeah, so we've got
The
corn
squash?
and soy and cottonseed, and then we've got zucchini, yeah.
Interesting.
And yellow squash.
Who knew?
Just something good to know and think about.
Good to know. Krista, thank you for being here. As
course.
always, if you'd like to read more on Krista's whole journey blog, we've posted a link on our website, fox5sandiego.com. You can also click on the link there, and the phone number was on your screen, but we've also put it on our website if you didn't have time to write it down. Raul, now we know. Now we know.
Barbecue I'm eating.
You feel bad what?
I feel bad. All this feels.
Oh, what's that?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you. Still ahead.